What is going on, internet? This is JD coming at you with another video from Redskins Rant. Hail to the Redskins. It's back, baby. It's back. Hail to football right now, man. Football is back. We had the Hall of Fame game the other day. It's Sunday morning, in case anyone's curious what day I'm on right now. Hall of Fame game. Really enjoyed watching just some football. Wasn't a great game, but I enjoyed watching a good bit of it. Little things to take away from it. First thing I want to take away from it is, and I have to agree with, if you watch another video, give him a shout out, Redskins Review. I don't always agree with what he says, but he's still a Redskins fan nonetheless, so I always give him a shout out. I agree with him. After watching the Ravens, and I've never thought very highly of Joe Flacco. The only time I think Flacco has any kind of relevancy is in the playoffs. When he makes the playoffs, the guy can play, okay? When he makes the playoffs, that guy can play some football. And he steps up and he has, good numbers in the playoffs. But if he doesn't get the playoffs, he's worthless, okay? When he gets to the playoffs, that guy will go toe-to-toe with some of the best quarterbacks in the league. Tom Brady, Eli or Peyton Manning, so on and so forth. So that's what that's what he's good at. Is when he gets in the playoffs, he steps up his game. He's a gamer, okay? But and the other time, he's a mediocre quarterback who gets paid like he's an elite quarterback, which he's not. But that's just because that's the way the quarterback position is. It's the way the quarterback position is paid. The best quarterback right now on the Ravens is actually RG3. RG3, I thought looked very good yesterday, or on Thursday. He moved well. He threw the ball with some accuracy. He threw on the run. He did a lot of things that in the past we as Redskins fans would scold him for and say, why didn't you get down? Why didn't you get rid of this? His interception he threw wasn't his fault. It was tipped at the line, hit someone's helmet. He threw well. He moved well. He moved around the pocket. He was doing his three-step drops properly. He's worked really hard on his footwork and a lot of things like that. The things that he was ridiculed for when he was with the Redskins for not doing. So I just want to say that I think he's the best quarterback they have. If Ravens want to have a successful future, I think they should dump Flacco. Send him to a team that desperately needs a quarterback. I mean, I don't know who that would be. A lot of teams have quarterbacks, but I mean, maybe trade him to a team that gets an injury or something. Just keep an eye out for that, I guess. But their best bet, honestly, is to go forward with RG3 and give Lamar Jackson 2 or 3 years to develop. And that's the best bet going forward at quarterback. I'm not lying. I'm not just saying that because I'm actually an RG3 fan. But I really think he gives Lamar Jackson is their best future. RG3 is not their future, but he can bridge the gap, and the offense doesn't change much when you have RG3 compared to Lamar Jackson. So that's good. So what am I going to look for in preseason? First off, we know who our quarterback is, so we don't have to worry about that. I do want to make sure Colt McCoy is good because you never know with quarterbacks. So Colt McCoy needs to show that he can run the offense. What I do want to look for, though, is I want to see our running backs. I mean, I think Darius Geis is the real deal. I think he's going to be our future at running back. But you just never know when it comes to the Washington Redskins. You never know, man. Rob Kelly came out of nowhere and became a running back. So you just never know. But I do think he is the guy. I think he's a hard runner. I think he sees the field very well. I have a video about that if you haven't seen it yet. So I recommend watching that if you want to see how he reads the field compared to our current running backs. Rob Kelly's worst field vision I've ever seen in my life. It's tunnel vision when it comes to running back. So that's what I'm curious about. I think Chris Thompson solidified himself at least as a third down back. He can't be an every down back. He's too small. So it's really down to P. Ryan. I really think our running back should be P. Ryan or Geis at 1. P. Ryan would be his backup, and Thompson, you gotta get him the ball in space, so he could be a third down back / put him in the passing game. If you're on a dual back set or something, have him as a scat back out of the backfield. And then we gotta just see how our offensive line is. Offensive line needs to. We have questions at guard. I mean, I don't have any questions about Chase Roulier at center, but our guard is where I have questions. I still think we need to sign Richard Incognito. If he's been signed yet, I have not heard that. So if I'm wrong on that, I'm sorry. I did not hear if he got signed or not. So just sorry about that if I'm wrong, but I have not heard that he got signed. Richard Incognito is a solid, one of the I still say it's still one of the best left guards in the league. You got him and Trent Williams on the left side. We run by the left side all day. Okay. When I watched the video explaining how the offense works with the Carolina Panthers, and their offense works behind their left guard. Their best running plays go behind their left guard because he's that good. Richard Incognito, I don't know if he's that good, that guy, because that guy's probably like the best in the league. That I can't remember who the Carolina Panthers had, but they got rid of him this offseason. So, is Richard Incognito that guy? I think he's good enough to be that guy. And him and Trent Williams, I mean, come on, man. Trent Williams is one of the best left tackles in the NFL. Best left tackles in the NFL by far. Okay? What else am I looking for? Wide receiving core. I got to make sure your wide receiving core. I think our wide receiving core is vastly underrated because we've had a lot of things dictating that are showing that our receiving core quote isn't that good. But I still think Jamison Crowder's really good. Here's the problem with Crowder last year. He took a slump in his numbers. He was still productive, but he took a slump in his numbers because Jay Gruden tried to fit him into the Deshaun Jackson role, and they're just not the same player. He's a slot receiver. He always will be a slot receiver, so you got to play him in the slot. What Jay Gruden did last year is he slid him over to the split position, and he played Ryan Grant in the slot, and that's why Grant had a pretty productive season with us. Okay. So he's going to move Crowder back to that, and that's why they went on and got Richardson. Richardson will play the split position. That's what he's used to. He's used to being the split position opposite of Baldwin. And what we're going to do is we're going to have him opposite of Dotson. Okay? So we got him and Dotson. I think Trey Quinn will be another slot receiver that we're going to keep. I don't think Brian Quick will be on the team. If it was me, I'm just saying, if it was me, I would go with younger guys. So that's just me. I want to see Trey Quinn in preseason. I want to see what he's all about. He has great hands, but the question is, can he get separation? Can he do all the little things? I don't think he's going to replace Crowder. He'll be a fourth receiving option. Okay? That's what I see, but we'll see. And then, is Dotson really hurt, or is he just kind of hurt, or what's the case with him? So, just a little bit curious on a couple of those things. Tight ends, I'm pretty confident tight ends, but I want to see how Jeremy Sprinkle does. And whoever the other guy we drafted is from Pitt. I can't think of his name right now. Mason Rudolph? Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember his name. No, it's not Mason Rudolph. That's a quarterback. I can't think of his name. We drafted him from Pitt. Or Pittsburgh. So I just can't think of his name. He's a tight end. So I want to see how they do in the passing game. Jeremy Sprinkle's apparently been lighting it up as a blocking tight end. But I got to see how he does in the passing game. Jordan Reed, the production he gets at receiver or as tight end, as a receiving tight end, is very hard to replace that. So we got to see if someone can replace that. If not, we're gonna have to go with a different kind of strategy when it comes to how to utilize our tight ends. Still have Vernon Davis, so we'll still have some productivity. But I want to see what happens if Jordan Reed's hurt. What do we have at tight end that can replace that? I think we have we have options, but I just don't know long term like what we have going for us. Okay, defensively, I got to see our defensive line stop the run. Now, I guess we're not going to have Payne. I think Jonathan Allen. He's not like injured, but they're playing it close to the chest. They're like kind of babying him to make sure he doesn't get re-injured before the season starts. So Matt Ioannidis is still there. We have Phil Taylor added. He's actually defensive tackle. We actually have defensive tackles this year. That's a really good sign because we didn't have any defensive tackles last year. So by having defensive tackles, we've already made improvements than last year. Last year we were playing defensive end at defensive tackle, and that's why our running game defense wasn't that good after like the first couple games because we had so many injuries. Okay, linebacking core, I really don't care about the linebacking core. Our linebacking core is solid. I've said this before. Redskins, for some reason, always have solid linebackers. We always do. Okay, maybe just a dime a dozen. Maybe we just attract that. Maybe that's just something that we just have a history of recruiting. But we have a lot of linebackers. That's always good. And we also have, I also want to see our second corner. And our second corner, and I want to see our safety. So who's our second corner? Who's our slot corner? What are we going to do there? I know the names. Okay, so we got like Dunbar, we got Nicholson, Fabian Monroe, all those guys. I gotta see these there's 2 guys we drafted this year. One out of Virginia Tech, the one we got in the what's that draft called? I can't remember what the name of that draft's called. It's the one they have after the real draft. It's basically like for either trouble players or like for teams to fill needs, whatever the case may be. So that is supplementary. There we go, supplemental draft. So that's basically it. That's what we got to see in preseason. I want to see that. I want to see them throw some other guys into the starting roles at corner. I want to see if we can actually be productive and find productivity in those positions, because I really do believe we have a lot of young guys on defense. Having a lot of young guys on defense is really going to be a benefit, because look at us in like 2 or 3 years from now, we're going to have a lot of young players, and we're not going to have like old guys on the D line. Look, if you look at our team, we have some veterans. Yeah, we have Alex Smith, we have Ryan Kerrigan, okay, we have Zach Brown, but we just drafted Payne. We drafted Allen and Ryan Anderson last year. We drafted another linebacker, can't think of his name right now off the top of my head, out of Alabama as well. Okay, we drafted, who else did we draft? We drafted Fabian Monroe, Monte Nicholson, Troy Apke, Trey Quinn, Jamison Crowder's still young. I mean, Jeremy Sprinkle, Jordan Reed's still kind of young for a tight end. Okay, we drafted the other tight end out of Pittsburgh. I can't think of his name right now. Okay, so we have Chase Roulier. We just drafted him. Brandon Sheriff is still young. We have a young team, and we just got to build the talent we have right now and keep building on it. But we got to see whether these young guys are progressing. And that's the one biggest thing I will say that the Redskins need to improve on this year, and this is the coaching staff issue. We need to make sure guys are healthy. I'm questioning the training program with our coaches. Young running backs. We have 2 young running backs. We just drafted back-to-back years to go forward. So sorry, I missed that one. So we got to make sure that going forward, our coaching staff needs to make sure they buckle down the training, need to buckle down how we improve players and how we train players. I think that'll be the Achilles heel for our team in the next couple of years, whether that happens or not. So, but other than that, that's what I'm looking for preseason, man. I really can't wait for our first game. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm even excited to watch third stringers play. I want to see how the third string corner plays. I want to see how Trey Quinn gets out there. Hopefully gets number 1s, but if he's out there against number 2s, how does he play against number 2s? Okay? If he's burning number 2s, I want to see him against number 1s, so on and so forth. So that's how the preseason is going to shape out. That's what I want to see. And I'll probably do a video after every preseason game. All right? If you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Check out my other content. My last video only got like 75 views, and it was in response to the Junkies. The Junkies are, if you don't know, highly recommend them if you're a Redskin fan. A bunch of guys, they talk sports about Washington D.C. sports. So they're hell-bent on Redskins and Washington and so on and so forth. So they're hell-bent on sports. So bad car accident over there. So they're hell-bent on Redskins sports and Washington sports, big Caps fans, big Nationals fans, big Wizards fans. So it's exciting to see and listen to them guys talk. But they said to the Redskins, they don't think the Redskins are going to do very well. And I'm just going to comment. I'm like, I disagree. I think we went 7-9 last year, and we had all those injuries, and we didn't have a solid running game, and we had inconsistent quarterback play, and we still won 7 games. I mean, we just have consistent quarterback play and have less turnovers. I think we'd have won 3 more games. Right there's, we're looking at 10-6. Okay, so I really just believe that the Redskins are taking steps in the proper direction. Now this year will be a season where I think Jay Gruden has to do like 10-6. You don't have to make the playoffs, because you can go 10-6 and not make the playoffs. And the NFC is a lot tougher than the AFC. If we're in the AFC, it'd be simple. If we're in the AFC, who we have to contend with? We have to contend with if we're in the AFC, we have to contend with, in the AFC South, Jaguars? Okay, no one else in that division is really that, well, okay, never mind. Texans are pretty tough. Okay? We have to contend with the Jaguars. You have to contend with the Steelers. No one else in the Steelers division is really that tough. If you had to contend with the New England Patriots, no one else in that division is really tough. And at AFC West, I mean, Chargers are kind of tough. Okay, Chargers are kind of tough, and Chiefs, but there's so many question marks in all those teams. You just never know. Okay, and then yeah, that's every team. Okay, just make sure I hit every team, every division. So there's really not that many good teams. They can make the playoffs at 10-6 in the AFC. NFC, there's a lot of good teams. Their own division alone, you have so many question marks about the Giants and Cowboys. You never know how they're going to do. You know, the Eagles are a good team. You have the Vikings are a good team. The Packers, they're not a great team, but they have Aaron Rodgers is going to win you at least 5 games by himself, just by his arm alone. And if the team comes together and plays well, they're going to get 10 or 11 wins. Okay? The South, you have 3 teams in the South that could very easily make the playoffs. When it comes to Atlanta, you have the Drew Brees and the Saints, and you also have the Carolina Panthers, which I think the Carolina Panthers are the least likely of those 3, but you just never know. And then you have the NFC West. You have the Rams are good. You never can count out Russell Wilson, so you can never count out the Seahawks. And you also have 49ers who have Jimmy Garoppolo, and they were winning really well at the end of the season last year. So you just never know in the NFL. You just never know, because anyone could actually make that one key improvement or get that one coach hired that really tweaks the team the right way, and then they're firing all cylinders. And the NFC is a conference where there are legitimately 10 teams that, if everything goes the same way, there could be like a whole bunch of 10-6 teams, and only a couple that make the playoffs. So that's the way it is. But I think the Redskins, we're looking at it this year, we can easily go 11-5 this year. And the reason why I think that is just because we improve at all those things. And I don't think, I look at the other teams, I don't think a lot of the other teams, and even our division, didn't improve drastically in those positions. So that's my video. This is JD. Like, share, subscribe. Hail, 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 hail to the Redskins. See ya.